悪いけどこれ以上はやらせない。Mighty Action X! 大変身
Hello Tokusatsu community, welcome back to Toku Topics. It's Wednesday, and that means it's time for an episode of Kamen Reviews Zi-O. Welcome to Kamen Reviews Zi-O, the series where I cover every episode, review every episode of Kamen Rider from the Heisei period, every season, every episode. Usually it's in a long series video where I cover the whole series in a couple hours, but since Zi-O is the current series, I wanted to go ahead and cover Zi-O episode by episode. That way we have content going constantly on the channel, and we can continue to speculate and everything as Zi-O goes on, and we can watch it together. Continuing on, we have Kamen Rider Zi-O Episode 3, Dr. Gamer 2018. This episode aired on September 16th, 2018. It's the third episode of Zi-O, the 914th overall episode of the Heisei period, and the 1388th episode of Kamen Rider in general. In this episode, a mysterious, undefeatable game has begun infecting numerous people. To stop this game, Sogo and Gates seek out to find the one known as Genius Gamer M. The monster of the week was Kaijin Rider, another X-Aid. My favorite quote was, "The gaming genius. His handle is M. His real name is unknown." And that was Tsukuyomi talking about Emu and how he can defeat this game and kind of giving them clues to go find him, but not really knowing who he is quite yet. My favorite moment, by far, was Gates and Tsukuyomi stalking Sogo. It was hilarious. They're all over the place. You know, Gates is like already in the stall waiting for Sogo to show up. Kind of weird. They're like staring at him through the window, really odd. On the roof, all over the place. It was just pretty entertaining. In the background is the Gates Drive armor, and the legend riders for this episode were X-Aid and Brave, who did not appear in suit, but he did appear out of suit. So, you know, this episode, it wasn't too bad. Already being a fan of X-Aid, I really enjoyed the nods to the series sprinkled throughout here. I love how the video game system had the Genmu Company logo on it, and the posters for Boxo Bike and Bang Bang Shooting appear in the episode as well. The thing this episode does with hiding Emu's face till the very end of the episode was an interesting thing to do and added some nice anticipation to when he was finally revealed. It also seems like the episode took place in 2018, so the X-Aid characters are in the post-series time frame, but Zi-O isn't really clear with its timeline rules, and that makes the series really hard to follow at times. I get out of it that another X-Aid was created in 2016 and was kind of running around for 2 years. Maybe he got traveled through time, and then the rest of the episode happened in present day, something like that. I really don't know. And Zi-O is just a series full of confusion so far, and like why the other ride armors only work on another rider that they are based on. That doesn't really seem very useful at all. Like, you know, they already know that the drive and build armors won't work against another X-Aid, but they use them anyway. And it's obvious that the X-Aid armor is coming next week, and that will be able to defeat another X-Aid, but it's like, it doesn't really seem like they really can do anything to the monsters at all unless they have these armors. And I feel like that hurts the series more than it makes it interesting. It just makes it more confusing. And then you have all these forms, like the build armor, that can't be used for anything anymore. Another build was already, you know, been defeated. The build armor did his job, and now the build armor is just kind of sitting around. Yeah, Zi-O can use it to help him in battle, but it won't ever really be able to defeat another rider monster fully ever again. And besides all of that, you know, confusion and complaints, the episode did have its gems. I love, You know, like I already mentioned, I love the Gates and Tsukuyomi stalking Sogo scene. The appearance of the next time jacker, Aura, she appeared in this episode. I like what she's doing here. You know, Wool took care of the build plan, Horace taking care of the X8 plan, and you know, I'm looking to see where she's going with this. And as well as the Legend Rider guest appearance of Hiro Kagami. Even though he didn't transform into Kamen Rider Brave at all, he was a nice inclusion. We felt like we went back to X8. You had the hospital again, you had, you know, the doctors again, you have the game disease kind of, you have Gamma Corporation, Mighty being in the video game causing all this, you know, commotion. It felt kind of like an X8 episode in a different series, and that I feel is what a tribute episode should do in the end. And overall, while the episode was kind of a mixed bag, it was really fun to watch, but it kind of falls apart when you think about it for too long. But I am really looking forward to the next episode to round out the X8 tribute, and I will admit, Emu's appearance at the very end felt like, even though we hadn't seen him, you know, in a long time, he was recently in Heisei Generations Forever, so it's not like we said goodbye to him for a while, but it just feels like we've got an old friend back, you know? It was just nice to see Emu again, even though it hasn't been too long. But overall, I give this episode a 5.5 out of 10. Not great, but I did quite enjoy it in the end.